This is the last day of the COP22 climate meeting in Marrakesh, and I've just been to an inspiring meeting of young people interested in the climate process. YOUNGO is the name of the group, and I've met Caroline here from France.
Exactly, yes.
And you were talking about the need to keep the conversation going in between the COPs. And well, how important do you think that is?
It's crucial because otherwise when we arrive we have to start all over again and we don't track what's happening between the negotiations. But we need to track and we need to push because the negotiations don't only happen once a year, they happen actually twice a year, also in Bonn, so we need to be there also. And we need to strengthen our bonds all together because otherwise we cannot really grow as a movement, as like African movement or like European movement.
So what do you think? Do you think that the policymakers really understand the scale of the problems ahead of us? I mean, it seems that from one year to the next, nothing much changes.
Well, actually, in my opinion, things change a little bit starting from Paris. And even from Lima, we had this idea that we have to take action, that it cannot wait, that it's positive. It's positive to go there because it's good for our economy, it's good for our health, it's good for food security. So we had this new transformation of mind, is that it's going to happen anyway, because we're going to have like this green economy that's going to happen anyway, and it's actually good. So I think leaders are just rational, and they are saying that the benefits outweighs the costs, and it's happening.
But what about the costs of things like, I was talking to Jeanne, I think it was?
Yes.
Jeanne. What about the costs of things like carbon sequestration? I was talking to Jeanne and she doesn't really think that it's going to happen in time. And there's not enough investment. And if we're going to achieve the Paris agreements, we have to figure out ways of doing negative emission technology. But if they don't exist in time, what are we going to do? Or are the policymakers assuming that the technologies will exist?
Yeah, I remember that Bill Gates said that we need a miracle to reverse climate change. And this miracle could come from technology, and this is why I think carbon sequestration could be interesting. But I'm not sure it's the priority of people right now because they are looking for other things to reduce actually. Before capturing, they want to reduce what is
But what if
emitted.
that's not enough?
That's not because we have a lot of things to do already. So we have, I think, a large scale of progress before getting there. For example, with carbon intensity improvement. So, for example, China is improving a lot its carbon intensity. I think its objective is to reduce it by over 70%. So, like to make it really much better. That's why the priority is there, especially for developing countries. But hopefully we will have a technological miracle. But I remember that in YOUNGO people are not that motivated about carbon sequestration. They see it as not the good solution.
Okay, so in terms of keeping the conversation going between the COPs, we're hosting a climate lecture series in Cambridge in February and March, and we're hoping to engage people all around the world by live streaming the lectures. Do you think that that your movement would be interested in promoting this lecture series so that people can hear messages about climate?
Yeah, we could be interested, but we would be of course interested, especially because we want to hear more, we want to learn more. A lot of people are eager about learning and doing also. But we could also participate because now we have like this way of participating through Skypes, and we've done it in the COIS, like Conference of Youth. Every year we connect now with networks, and so we have inputs and conversations about topics such as nuclear energy.
Well, that's a great idea. So one thing we want to do before our climate lecture series begins is to have conversations recorded, and we put them on our website, so that we have exactly these conversations. And maybe what we can do, this is an idea I'm thinking of as we speak, is that after each of the lectures we could set aside a period where we have a Skype conversation with your group for what is your response to what you just heard.
That would be great, and
Would be great.
I'm sure it would work very well with like regional groups and national groups. I see people in France that would be maybe possibly very interested in doing
fantastic. Okay. What's your feeling then overall about this Marrakesh conference? Do you feel?
Well, honestly, I think it's okay. They did an okay job in a lot of aspects. They advanced in mitigation, in transparency, capacity building, but we still need to have more ambitions and more things done because for the moment we are not there. We're not to the 2 degrees and to the 1.5. We're not there. So that's why we need to make it better. But I think it's not that bad. I think that we have this very good movement and no one withdrew even we had these political shocks. So that's very positive. I have a lot of hope.
We have to be hopeful, we have to be positive, but it's disappointing that some things have been put off till 2018. I mean, why can't we be making decisions more quickly? Important finance decisions are being put off. We need to move faster, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. But however, they're also going to meet very soon before like in Bonn, and they'll also have ongoing decisions, ongoing negotiations, and I think it's much quicker than was supposed to be. Before the Paris Agreement was supposed to enter into force in 2020. Now it's 2018.
So it's better. It's good. So now
it's better. I think it's.
So what is your subject? What do you study or what do you do? What's your
Sustainable development and international relations? I studied in Sciences Po in Paris and in Beijing, Peking University. It's a dual degree.
Oh, fantastic.
And now I'm done. So now what I'm doing is I'm doing a civic service for France in environmental, especially in rural, in urban agriculture. So that's
fine. Very good. And you're doing that in Paris?
Yes.
Très bien.
Merci.
Enchanté. À la prochaine.